I'm going to start by having you say and spell your complete name.
Eugene Isaac Keskimaki. K-E-S-K-E-M-A-K-E. Yeah, when I went to school, I didn't know how to what my first name was in English. The teachers called Eugene, and 20-some kids in a room. Nobody knew Eugene. They only knew Eugene, because it's spelt exactly the same as English, only it's pronounced Eugene.
Eugene, what unit did you serve with in the 10th Mountain Division?
Pardon?
What unit did you serve with in the 10th Mountain
M
Division?
Company of 87th.
And what year did you, were you inducted or enlisted in the 10th?
43, yeah.
And the highest rank that you served in the 10th Mountain Division?
A staff sergeant.
Okay.
That's the only outside of a private I had. I went in and they discovered that I could cook, so they threw me in a kitchen as a mess sergeant.
Good deal. What was your favorite thing that you like to make?
Pardon?
What was your favorite thing that you like to make?
Stew. Beef stew. They loved it, all the fellows.
And what was your recipe for making bread?
Bread, well, just so much water and so much. Well, see, because when she's cooking, how the heck was it?
She's smoking,
Huh?
when it's smoking, it's cooking, when it's black, it's done.
Yeah.
What's your recipe?
When she's smoking, she's cooking. When she's black, she's done.
Probably doesn't remember this anymore.
What were you famous for making?
Mostly stew.
What was your pancakes like?
Good. They liked pancakes, but that was everyday food.
So I'm reading your recipe for bread. Does this sound familiar? 350 pounds of flour,
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
yeast,
There were pails for the rest.
a pail of water.
Yeah, you mixed everything by hand. You had nothing else.
But he said he used like a cement mixer.
And what did you mix it up with?
We had a paddle there, wooden paddle that we used, and then got in when it was thick enough to get something in your hands, well, bare hands.
And what did you mix it up in?
We had a big, just like a wash barrel, washing barrel, yeah.
Did you ever use a cement mixer?
Didn't have no mixers.
That was his explanation to me as to what the size of the pot was.
Got it. Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about the rice cache? Rice,
When they found rice.
when you found rice?
Oh yeah, that was wonderful. In the Aleutian Islands, we found that the Japanese had rice, and when we chased them out of there, well, we found big barrels of rice, so that's what we cooked. Yeah, made big barrels. Oh, the boys liked rice compared to that potatoes we had.
You have something about they fed the animals first. If the animals didn't die, then they could feed them in.
Tell me how you fed animals first.
Or the rice, remember?
Huh?
You said you fed the animals first to see if they would die. You had a fox?
Yeah, well, sure. And when we take animals out there and find them, so then we'd feed them for a day or two, make sure that they didn't die from their own food. Then we'd eat it too. Eat them.
Was this the rice?
Yeah,
So you feed the rice to the dogs.
dogs and,
And a fox.
yeah, and the fox, yeah.
And if they don't die from it, then you know it's okay for you to eat it.
Yeah.
Tell me about donuts and cookies.
When you were baking cookies, and
Okay.
wasn't the president's wife came to visit you?
I can't remember what.
About decorating the cookies here?
Huh?
About decorating the cookies on your belly button?
Oh yeah, sure. That's what you clean your belly button, and then you put dough on your belly and put it in a pan. It was
Decorating.
trimmed.
Well, the president's wife didn't like their idea, and he said, it was an Indian that he was working with, and he said, well, you ought to see us making donuts.
How did you make donuts?
I can't remember. She remembers things.
I remember it was kind of goofy. He never did tell us how. He said, you just ought to see us making donuts. Okay, you got it?
Got it. Oh, uh-oh. Can you tell me a little bit about fishing and a grenade?
How you went fishing?
Yeah, we go down and had there were little rivers going up, and down at the bottom of falls there was always a pool, and there'd be maybe 20, 30 fish in there. So we'd walk up to it, and then we had hand grenades. So you had a helmet on, you hit it there and throw it in, and up come maybe 10, 20 feet fish, and then we'd jump in and take them to shore that way. Too bad I didn't bring them pictures.
Yeah,
Of,
that would have helped a lot.
yeah.
There's been 8 men standing around with fish all in front of them. Just
This is on Kiska.
Yeah. I was the Kiskaboo kid.
Is that what they called you?
That's what they used to call me a lot.
What kind of fish was it?
Salmon, mostly salmon, yeah.
And then how'd you prepare the salmon?
Then fry them, yeah. We had wooden fires, and then we'd have them just strung up there, and then throw them over and over until they were done. Yeah, the fellows really loved that. Then we come stateside, and we're in Seattle, and we got one day we got fish for supper, and the fellows wouldn't eat any of that. They said, that's not good fish.
They were spoiled by you.
They found us, yeah. See, they use my recipe. When she's smoking, she's cooking. When she's black, she's done. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about blue teeth and stateside.
Huh?
about your blue teeth. Your blue, discolored, your teeth.
My teeth.
Remember they talked
Yeah,
about
they turned blue. When we come back from the States to the States, we got all lost some teeth. I lost all my molars. Yeah, they gave me partial plates then. But some of the guys lost all their teeth. There was some chemical in the water that we had there, and
teeth.
it disappeared. Our
After Kiska.
yeah, yeah.
They were going to get rid of them one way or another.
Oh my gosh.
I was lucky my front teeth stayed. They're not white, but they've been a little dark all my life.
Oh. Did you befriend a young boy at some point?
What?
Where the young boy that had never been touched by a fellow that they know of, that you knew of, and he would come watch you cook.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where was this?
This might have been in Italy. I don't know exactly where. But anyway, the little boy would slowly come towards him a little bit further, closer each time. And when the mother happened to come out, she seen him on his shoulders. And she kind of yelled at him to get down, evidently, or come back or whatever. And no, it was okay, she told his mom.
So tell me about this boy.
I can't think of it. What?
Where he came to watch you cook.
Huh?
He was watching you cook or make meals, and you eventually gave him a chocolate bar.
I can't remember.
I can't remember this anymore.
It's just so many times.
Tell me, how did you come to be in the 10th Mountain Division?
My draft number came up when I was in Detroit, and I went to the draft board, And when I was there, the sergeant was reading names, and when he come across my name, he looked again. He says, "You know any Haudamakis?" I said, "Oh yeah, I got a cousin in the army, Ray." Ray? I said, "Yeah." He said, "Third barracks there. Go see him." So I was in the same outfit as my cousin, who had already been there for about a month and a half. So.
And he was in the 10th?
Yeah, so when I got wounded in Italy, the colonel sent a runner to see Ray. Ray was in a different part of the war that we were. He went up there and got Ray, and Ray come to see me. When I was wounded.
Now, the next thing I want you to do is hold up that piece of shrapnel from when you were wounded. Can you hold it up? Hold it up like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take it out. Now, you got to see this. This is a piece of shrapnel that was taken from where? Hold it
From
up
my
like this.
back.
And hold it up.
Yeah.
Just hold it right here by your mouth.
No, like this, hon.
Huh?
Oh,
Put it
that.
like this. Between your fingers, that way.
So that's a pretty big piece of shrapnel.
Yeah.
Take a picture of your shrapnel. Now, what happened with that shrapnel? How did you happen to get that shrapnel?
It was early in the morning. We went and fed the boys at there was maybe 10 guys here or 20 up there, so you bring food to every group. And I was just getting ready to get all my pots and pans together when you hear the shells coming, whistle as they were coming. So I laid down. You always lay down right away. So I laid down, and this one shrapnel, this shell, landed in a tree directly above me, and it burst, and just like rain all over this shrapnel, and that piece hit me.
And what part of your body did it hit you in?
Huh?
What part of your body?
Right in my back,
And to the hip.
hip, backside, lower back.
And did you go black? Did you go unconscious or?
No, I stayed there. When it hit, well, I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. My legs wouldn't move, so I laid there. And then the shelling ended, so then some of the guys started helping me to get out. And they got the Jeep there and put me in the back of that. They lifted me in, and then the driver, he drove down the mountainside, a young kid we had for a driver. And boy, he flew down the mountainside and got me to the aid station.
Where was this?
In Italy.
Do you know what town you were near?
Oh, I can't remember the name of the town.
Do you know what date it happened on?
December.
It was just
No.
like 8 days before the war ended.
Okay, so it's in April, end of April.
April, yeah. It was in April that I got
8
wounded.
or 9 days before.
You see, April 13th was my birthday, and I already had my birthday.
Okay, so
It
you're
was after-
working towards the Po Valley.
Yeah.
What's your favorite memory of being in the 10th Mountain Division?
I don't know. Being in the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I climbed up on there. But I can't tell you exactly what happened, because that's not fit for you to write it, but I'll tell it to you anyway.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, those guys were up there. When we got there, one of my cooks and I, we went up to the tower, and the fellows in charge there, there was guards all around, said, "Let us go up there and see anyway." So we went. We got to the top. My buddy, he says, "Well, I'm going to spit from here." I said, "You spit and I'm going to piss." So I pissed. Every time I see a picture of or hear of a Leaning Tower, I think of that. Boys will be boys. Yeah. Yeah. You done seen this?
Mm-hmm. How long were you in the hospital for?
About nine months. Yeah, I stayed in about a month in the hospital in Italy after they got a hold of me and got me out of there into the hospital. And then I was in Denver at the hospital there for, I would come home, I was allowed a month to stay home. I stayed, helped my dad make hay and that. Then I went back and they gave me physical examinations and said, nope, you're not going to be in the Army no more. So.
What's the worst memory you have of battle in Italy?
Italy? I don't know, there's nothing.
I would almost say the thought of having to kill someone.
I think it was when we had them little kids come in as prisoners. Yeah, we went into a little town and there was these youngsters. They had been trained to be like guards. They were maybe 10, 12-year-old kids. And so then we got together with them. And then I had an Italian boy who could talk to them kids. And we talked them children out of their guns and that. So that sweet memory that they didn't, yeah, that's about it.
What was the most difficult situation you faced in Italy?
Well, when I was wounded, I didn't know if they could get me down the mountain because there was only a little path down which we moved. Yeah. But when I got wounded, then the captain sent a fellow out to get my cousin to tell, and so he came and saw me at the battlefield. Yeah, that was really something to have a cousin right with you.
Did all the people from are you Finnish?
I'm Finnish, yeah.
Did all the Finnish people kind of stick together?
Well, we were friends. We'd have get-togethers, that's right, yeah. But I was with all of them. I was a friend of everybody's.
Who was a translator for the Finnish fellows?
Were you a translator for the Finnish soldiers?
Yeah, I was. And they taught me songs, että ei saa mennä Filippilassa saunaan, siellä pannaan kylmä rengas kuuman kullin kaula. Hiiri tulla, haali tulla, hiiri tulla, hei, hei tyyne laita itse sinä hullilla, hei. Oh, I used to know some dandies. Yeah.
Sing me another one.
Voi noita tyttöjä, kun eivät saa tämän kyllä Jussia oppimaan. Jussi on pivakka, se ei ota akka, huuviksensa leikittelee. Voi noita tyttöjä, kun eivät saa. Yeah, that was part of that. And, yeah. Oh, I tell you, it was really fun.
What's some of the funnest thing about the Finnish soldiers?
Pardon?
Tell me some fun things about the Finnish soldiers. Were they fun?
It was fun, yeah.
But the ones that came directly from Finland, did you enjoy their company, the fellows from Finland? The Finnish fellows, Finnish soldiers, did you do something different with them?
Did I do what?
Do anything different with them?
Not too much, no. We were all, if I had a gathering with the Finnish people, then I'd always tell the others what we had done so that I never did something that they'd be sorry that they missed.
What kind of things did you do with them?
All kinds of coffee socials and songs like church services and Yeah, that was something now. Of all, there's 28 or so Finns, and we'd have to get together, no regular minister, but someone just who could speak and praise the Lord. We'd be together.
Now, would there be soldiers in the 10th Mountain Division that couldn't speak English?
Pardon?
Would there be Finnish soldiers in the 10th Mountain Division that couldn't speak English?
Oh, yeah. They were just learning, that's all. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they would have been sent back to Finland, but when they joined the United States Army, they were allowed to, and then they learned a few bylaws that needed to be known. They were just good.
Do you think that the 10th Mountain soldiers learned things from the Finnish soldiers?
Oh, yes. Yeah. They already knew what was going on, so, yeah.
What kinds of things did they learn from the Finnish soldiers?
How to dig a good foxhole. Yeah. Oh, I tell you. I learned a lot more from them than they learned from us.
What did you learn from them?
How to cook different foods out just with an open fire. And, I don't know, it just came natural. And then I could talk with them, and they could talk to me. And if orders came, I'd always translate them to the boys in English so that they and the Finns would know that things were going right. Yeah.
What's it like to cook over an open fire?
It is good. Yeah. You can't have one side get too hot or the other, otherwise it'll be black. And when she's smoking, she's cooking. When she's black, she's done. Yeah.
That's a good recipe. Did you cook during D series?
To the what?
D series? The maneuvers at Camp Hale?
Yeah, well, we did on some maneuvers, yeah. But not very many. We didn't have time for maneuvers. We went right into battlefield. Yeah. Like we went to the Aleutian Islands. Boy, that was something. I was in the Army for about 3 months when they sent us to the Aleutian Islands. And I was cook, but I was not no captain or that. I was just a flunky, and I was cooking, and that's what the captain got to like me. He says, "You're going to be my cook." So when we come back from Kiska, well, he made sure I was a staff sergeant when I come back. Yeah.
What prompted you to join the 10th?
I didn't. I went for draft board in Detroit. I was working, so my number came to go draft board. So when I went there, some kingpin of a officer, he interviewed us and asked us all kinds of questions, and so I told him, "Oh, I like skating." Skiing? And I said, "Yeah." So he asked me a bunch of questions about the 10th Mountain, Then he says, "You got any relatives who are skiers?" I said, "Yeah, raised in the Army. My cousin." He said, "Yeah, 3rd Barracks, go see him." He recognized we looked so much alike. Yeah. So then when I got wounded, the captain out there in the battlefield front line, he sent a man to get Ray to tell him that I had been wounded and saw me before I was inside.
Did you have letters of recommendation?
Pardon?
Did you have letters of recommendation
To
join the 10th Mountain?
no. Did I?
You had the school teacher, your boss, and
Oh.
somebody else.
Oh, they had those, yeah. Yeah, there was about 4. Yeah, the teachers. One school teacher, he wanted me to be an officer right away because I was able to give orders. Yeah, but the reason that he found out, the reason I could give orders was because I could take him. If something went wrong, I'd correct it or go and get help so we could. Yeah, them were the days when men were men and women knew it and liked it. Yeah.
What's your favorite memory of Camp Hale?
Camp Hale. Yeah, when the boys came in from, and we got a bunch of new people in, and some were right from Marquette and this Upper Peninsula. I had 3 or 4 members from Ishpeming here that were my friends. Ken Ojo.
Can you think of anything else we should add to this?
Yeah, I don't know what to give you. Yeah.
Can you think of anything else we should ask him, Geraldine?
I can't right now.
Well, you did a good job. Do you want to end it with a song?
Sure. Let's see. I used to. Oh.
Sing 90 pounds of rucksack.
Huh?
90 pounds of rucksack.
Oh, 90 pounds of rucksack upon a grub for 2. That I had.
Heel shoes.
Huh?
Forget.
Shucks, I got mixed up. 90 pounds of rucksack upon a grub for 2. He'll shoot the mountain like his daddy used to do. The moral of the story is that, as you plainly see, is never trust a ski. You're an inch above your knee. Now look at me. And
For I trusted one.
huh?
I trusted one.
Now I trusted one. And now look at me. I have a bastard in the mountain infantry. Voi noita tyttöjä kun eivät saa tämän kyllä Jussia oppimaan. Jussi on pivakka, se ei ota akkava huviksensa pleijailee. You can't trust everybody, but some, they're full of BS.